Hello, everyone. How are you today? So, we've almost crossed about 10 weeks of our course already. Isn't it unbelievable? And you must have started doing your assessments already, reading, writing, and some of you would have already started doing your speaking assessments. So this week you have your speaking. If you haven't finished your speaking assessment yet. So you'll be doing your speaking assessment, and you'll also be doing your listening assessments. Your teacher, I will explain to my class, and Suli will explain to you as well, to the Albany students. Right, so there are more assessments coming up, but as I told you in the last video, don't panic and be stressed about the assessments. You're here to learn the skills, and the assessments are just ways to test how best you've learned those language and skills, and that's all about it. Now, today's lesson, I'll just quickly take you through what you need to do. Let me share my screen. Just a moment. So last week you've been asked to watch the movie Whale Rider. So today you will have to write about it. So as you can see here, that's your task. And that's one of the tasks where you have to write a 300-word review of the movie Whale Rider. And this is very important because it's going to give you a real practice with how to write a movie review. And I hope that you would have all watched the movie by now. And if you remember, this is something that I've highlighted here. You don't have to do it here, but I have pasted it here just for you to see and remember what I'm talking about. So you need to use your notes, these notes that you received a week back when I asked you to watch the movie Whale Rider, and I asked you to make notes as you watch the movie. So you would have watched the movie and you would have made notes, and you would have also got to chat with your teacher. So please go back to your notes, the notes that you would have made while watching Whale Rider. If you haven't watched the movie yet, it might be a little bit too late, but still, if you can just manage about 100 minutes of your day, you can use these notes and watch the movie before you do your writing. So it's very important that you watch the movie and make the notes, and then use the notes to make a plan for your movie review. And how do you make a plan for your movie review is given here. So as usual, in any academic writing, you need to have an introduction, and your main body should be in paragraphs and a conclusion. And what can you write in the introduction is given here. So introduce the movie and give the basic details about the title and director, for example. When did you watch it, or how or why did you watch it? And then in the body paragraphs, you need to make a brief summary of the story, of the plot. Remember in the notes, we'd asked you to do a plot, a short notes about the plot. So whatever you've made notes there, you can extend it and make it into 1 or 2 short paragraphs. And then talk about the movie's main characters, just mention them in about 2-3 sentences. Anything about the setting, where was the movie set, when, which period, which year, or whether is it in the past or present, or is it a future movie? And then add some good points about the movie and negative points about the movie as well. And then finally, in your conclusion, a short conclusion, you can finally give your overall opinion about who you would recommend the movie to. For example, would you recommend this movie for women or children, or for families, or for any particular kind of audience, and then why? And then you can even write a one line, kind of a catchy finishing to your review, like, oh, this is a must watch, or um, uh, this is something that you shouldn't miss, something like that, a catchy line. But it's not necessary, but you can include, if you want, you can include that as well. So this is your writing task, but before you do the writing, you should grab your notes from last week and then make a plan based on the instructions here, and then start writing. But what I recommend is, even before doing this, you can do the other task for today, because there's another reading task which gives you a sample kind of a movie review. But this movie is Bend It Like Beckham. You don't have to watch it. If you have already watched it, well and good, but you don't have to. Um, because when we read a movie review, we usually read the review before we go and watch the movie. Sometimes we write a review after we've watched the movie. Now, if you haven't watched the movie, that's fine. If you have already watched it, that's also fine. So just do this pre-reading task, write your short answers here. If you don't understand any of these words, it's a good idea to check these words in your dictionary. And then you've got some phrases here. If you don't understand any words, check the meaning in the dictionary. And then read the movie review. So this movie review has got 5 paragraphs, and it's got an introduction, that's paragraph A, and paragraph E is a conclusion. So before you actually do your writing, you can do this reading task. So read the summary and fill in the blanks with the phrases from the box here. And then do the exercise below that. So you need to read the review again and make some notes about what's in there about these things. And then answer some of the questions, like, for example, which paragraph talks about the setting of the movie, which paragraph talks about the story, which paragraph tells you who would be interested, which paragraph tells about the good points and the bad points, and which paragraph talks about the good points. So once you do this reading task, you should be fairly 90% to 100% ready to do your writing task, because this gives you an idea of how to and what to write in a movie review. And this writing task here, you already have information, enough information from watching the movie Whale Rider, and you can, all you have to do is just use that information to do your writing, following the plan and instructions. And this gives you an idea of how to make paragraphs, and this is like a model. So you'll be fairly 100% prepared for that. um, and finally, just give your opinion here. So I would recommend do the movie review reading and vocabulary task first, and then do your formative writing task next. So these are the tasks for this week, and this will be a kind of preparation exercise for your upcoming assessments in the coming weeks. So it's really important that you do them. And if you have any questions, and if you don't understand anything, you need any help with these tasks, please let your teacher know. And I'm sure that Suli will be able to help the Albany students, and I'll be able to help my students at Queen Street. Okay, happy learning, and we'll meet you, the teachers will meet you at your scheduled assessment meets. Okay, thank you, bye.